locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny and absolutely gorgeous good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne back at Radio Center along with Matthew Lester and Lake and Dew Russell, where we're all sitting here just looking at the weather and wishing we were all outside. Hardly a breeze at all. It's coming out of the northeast right now, and it looks as though that's what we're going to have for the next couple of days, a northeast breeze. But the saving grace is it's going to be 10 miles per hour or less. So if you've got some work to do outside and it's contingent on having a wind or not having a wind, you're not going to have to worry too much about it. Damp start to the day yesterday, summer-like as we finished off the day. It was just an absolutely beautiful day. Average temperatures, 76, 55. That's what we were looking at. We finished off at 77 for a high and 58 for a low. And then a little bit earlier this morning, about 2, 3, 4 o'clock, right in there, we dropped down to right around 54, 53 in the Great Lakes Bay area. And now we're beginning to climb. Matthew, temperature, what do we have right now?
Currently, over at the airport, it's mostly sunny at 71. Over in Midland, it's partly sunny at 70. Here at Radio Center, it's mostly sunny also at 70. We have northeast winds at 10 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.04, and it's falling.
We're one of a handful of cities with high temperature of the day so far. As Matthew said, we're looking at 71. Flint is looking at 71. Muskegon currently is at 71, and Alpena is reporting 71 degrees also. In the 60s for the majority of the cities around, the only exceptions obviously being in the Upper Peninsula. Sawyer Gwynn, the Air Force Base there, they're reporting 55. Munising is looking at 52. Copper Harbor is at 50, 58 in Houghton, 57 in Ironwood. As we go through the day, we're going to continue to watch a high pressure system over Lake Superior. It's not going to go anywhere for the next 3 days. It's going to be very constant in that particular part of the state of Michigan. So as a result, as I said, we're going to be looking at north and northeast breezes, not only for the remainder of the day today, but also tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to be looking at a little bit more easterly, and that's going to carry us into the day on Sunday with an easterly breeze. Now, later in the day on Sunday and Sunday night is when we're going to see not only the clouds increase, but we're going to see a change in wind direction, and we're also going to see the chance of some rain shower activity. Right now, it doesn't look like not much more rain than what a lot of us saw as we move through late in the evening and the early morning hours yesterday morning. As we move into the day on Monday, we're still going to have a chance of seeing some showers around, some spillover type stuff, because a low pressure system, which is going to be moving in the northern sections of the Ohio River Valley, is going to push some moisture up in our direction. So again, the best chance of seeing measurable amount of precipitation is going to be in the Ohio River Basin on Sunday night and during the day on Monday. We're going to be on the extreme north side of it. So we're going to have a chance of seeing some scattered light precipitation during that period of time. That period of time being from late in the afternoon or the evening hours on Sunday through the day on Monday. And then Monday night, things should be clearing off because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and right now Friday of next week look to be pretty much uneventful as far as moisture goes. Temperatures, well, we'll start off the work week in the middle 70s, drop down just a little bit because the front will have moved through and the low pressure system will move out. So we'll have a little cooler temperatures, 72, 73 on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be bumping up into that 80-degree area, if not a little bit warmer than that. So right now, sunshine, few clouds here and there, 77 for a high, 54 for a low tonight. We're going to be looking at sunshine tomorrow, 79 degrees. Some of you will hit 80. Low pressure system over southern Illinois, but it's not going to be a factor in our weather at all. 79 for a high, 56 for a low tomorrow night. Then on Sunday, sunshine, clouds will be moving in late. The reason, the result of that cloud cover, temperatures aren't going to be quite as warm on Sunday is what we will see on Saturday. And again, as we said, that chance of some shower activity. Low pressure system will be over the Toledo, Ohio area, and there's also going to be a developing low pressure system over Wisconsin on Sunday night. So the two working together are going to give us not only a change in our wind direction, but also the opportunity of seeing some precipitation. But in both cases, those lows really don't have a lot of moisture to work with. They're not being fed by anything at all. There's a cutoff which is running across the southern tier of states, and as that result, the moisture pattern is going to be deflected off toward the East Coast. Record high in the state is 95. That was set back in 1925. The record low 37 set in 1958. The warmest ever, 6th of June, 1999, just before the turn of the century. 94 was our high, 73 was our low. And the coldest ever, 6th of June, 1944. Long range now to take us all the way through the 19th of June. Temperatures on average above, precipitation values at or slightly below. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles. Quality parts, quality service, very competitive prices. And they've been doing it for over 45 years. Michigan Truck Spring, 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget, that service bay is open till 11 o'clock Monday through Friday. Before we get to take a look at the markets, Lake and Dew Russell will be joining us in just a couple of minutes. Good morning, you.
Good morning, Terry. I'm doing well.
Great. Now, coming up.
What
are we going to talk about?
Coming up, we are going to talk about what farmers are thinking about the current ag economy.
And even with low commodity price or lower commodity prices,
yes,
it's kind of interesting what that barometer is going to be telling us.
Yes, it is.
So all of that coming up in just a moment. Speaking of lower prices, now, Gary Kaufman, it's not really the best headline, to be introducing you, because I know you try. Sometimes you try harder than other times. But Gary, as we're finishing the first full week of June off, how we doing?
Yeah, for this week, Terry, from last Friday's close, we're actually going to end the week with a positive on the wheat and the soybeans. Corn's kind of pretty flat this week. No change as of this minute for the week on corn, but we're up 12 on wheat and 16 on beans. That kind of offset what we lost last week, I guess, on the wheat and the beans. But the corn just been a struggle lately for sure.
Well, one thing is for sure, I had a chance to talk to a few farmers yesterday, and they're pretty happy because their corn is losing its yellow tinge right now.
Yeah, that was a nice rain that we got here midweek. Definitely was good for the corn and beans, and maybe some of them early dry beans that were also put in the ground for sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not hurting the wheat crop either, is it?
No, no, it's been ideal for wheat. You know, these cooler nights and a little bit of moisture. You know, we're pretty much got through the flowering period here in the last week or so in our backyards, and the thumb area will probably be flowering here this coming weekend or early next week. So, but yeah, it's crop wise, you know, and that's what's kind of holding this market back. You know, there really hasn't been a lot of issues in our backyard and across the country, and it just really puts pressure on prices for sure. So
now I've got to ask you before we get into the markets. You have a gentleman over there at Star of the West that likes to prognosticate when we're going to start the wheat harvest. And given some of the explanation you just gave me, Jim Howe has done a pretty good job of estimating when we're going to start our crop harvest every year. The scuttlebutt around the office, what's he been telling us?
well, the last I heard on the scuttlebutt was July 1st, potentially the first. You know, we always say that first load into our elevator, and of course we harvest wheat at high moisture. So his prediction was July 1st for this year. So
Okay, so I'm sure he's told a couple neighbors to get the truck ready, right?
You know, we've learned over the years not to doubt his predictions, but yeah, he's usually within a day, I would say.
Yeah,
So.
there you go. So on the board right now, what are we looking at, Gary?
Yeah, right now, Terry, let's call cash wheat unchanged, 536 on the white, 461 on the red. New crop also unchanged at 546 on the white, 461 on the red. Cash corn currently up 4 at 384. New crop, let's call it down a penny right now at 382. Cash soybeans up 6 at 988, and new crop up 2 at 955.
You have a nice weekend, Gary. We'll talk to you on Monday, okay?
Thanks, Terry. You as well.
You betcha. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, taking care of agricultural business since 1895. And they've got 13 locations. They're in Freeland as well. They cover the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay area. Check them out. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. And by Steiner Tractor, new parts for old tractors made easy. There's a lot of shows and a lot of events coming up this summer, and a lot of folks are going to be showing off those tractors. And the chances are they probably got some of the finishing touches and some of the parts to make it run from Steiner Tractors. So when you take a look at those tractors this summer at the different shows, just remember, in the background, you probably know that Steiner Tractor had something to do with that tractor. 800-234-3280 or go to their website at steinertractor.com. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
How are we looking?
Interesting again. The feud is off, I guess, and the payrolls came in strong, 139,000 for May. That was more than expected, so that's, I guess, good. Stock market's off to a good start. It was over a percent higher across the board. Now we're about 8.9% higher, 1% higher on the NASDAQ. Silver hit a new high today, and platinum hit a new high today. So those two are cruising pretty good. Crude oil keeps going up, 64.60. That's not great. Let's see, who hit a new high? Oh, Corteva hit a new high today, 71.60. So they're still strumming along pretty solid. Anyway, so here's your numbers. July corn, 443.5, up 4. December corn, 447, down 1 1/4. July soybeans, 1058, up 6 1/4. November soybeans, 1035 3/4, up 2 1/2. July wheat is 546, up 1/2 penny. December wheat is 580.5, down 1/2 penny. Crude oil is 64.61, up $1 1/4. Heating oil is 212.31, up 2.8 cents. Gasoline 207.62, up 1.3 cents. Natural gas is 370.5, up 2.7 cents. Currencies: Canadian dollar, the U.S. dollar buys $1, 36.86 Canadian. That's up 11 ticks. The dollar buys 144.81 yen. That's up 129 ticks. The euro's at 114.01, down 43 ticks. The dollar's at 99.16, up 42 ticks. Gold's at 33.41, down $19.40. Silver's 36.22, up 42 cents. Platinum's 11.77, up $40.50. Copper's at 488.65. That's down 4.6 cents.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's enough. Take a break. All right. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Okay, we'll do.
All right. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. We've told you this before, and I know you know Mother Nature's going to have her way. It's always a good idea to take care of that risk by working with the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Protect yourself against the bad and take advantage of the good by working with the Sarr Agency, because they're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Agents, you can reach them directly on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in downtown Reese, 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Joining us right now from Maple Hill Nursery over in Midland, Chuck Cervinsky. Chuck, how are you today?
Hey, good. We've got perfect weather this Friday for about anything.
Boy, I guess so. And one thing, controlling insects, and in particular, Japanese beetles.
Yeah, with this warmer weather we've been seeing, we've had some folks coming in the store saying they're seeing them start coming out of the ground and popping up into the landscape. And you're going to want to get on top of the control measures because they can do a lot of damage in a hurry. And there's, lots of different ways you can try to control them. Just a few examples, you can hand pick or knock them off into a bucket of soapy water. That's probably one of the oldest control measures out there. And you can also use neem oil, spray it on the affected plants. The neem oil is not only going to kill the eggs, but it'll get the larvae and the adult beetles as well. And then you can also use a pyrethrin based spray and apply it directly to the affected plants. And it's a little more potent way of control, but a couple of good examples that we have in the store are Bonide 8 and also the Bonide Captain Jack's Dead Bug Spray. And both of them are very effective in controlling Japanese beetles. They'll smell a little bit, the spray will, but it will really control them. But you can always stop in and see us for more advice on beetle control as well.
Yeah, and while you're there, sit back, relax in some of those Adirondack chairs and furniture you got too.
Definitely from Polywood. Lots of new stuff going on with Polywood right now in both soft seating, dining, Adirondack chairs, rockers. We've got some great deals on alfresco home furniture right now. We've got 30% off on all of our in-stock sets there. But a lot of new things in outdoor furniture this year and more to come.
And, of course, there's cash and carry, but there's also, for some of the bigger jobs especially, you guys deliver.
We do. We deliver all over the place, whether it's furniture or plants. So definitely stop in and see us.
Chuck Cervinsky, you have a great weekend.
You too, and we'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week. Chuck Cervinsky, Maple Hill Nursery in Midland. We'll be right back.
This year, make your farm produce the highest yield ever. Give your soil and your plants the boost of a 1-2 punch with liquids from Dairy Dew.
Stabilize your nitrogen with Humic Blaster, a great companion to UAN28, a great source of natural carbon. Humic Blaster allows your soil to hold nutrients and water at the root zone, saving it for crop consumption.
Protect your crops with Dairy Dew's Kelpful by adding it to any foliar application. Like vitamin C is good for our immune system, Kelp boosts the ability of plants to resist disease and other stressors. Fulvic acid makes fertilizers more effective, unlocking their full potential. Dairy Dew's Liquid Kelpful has both.
Liquid amendments can also have a free ride over your fields when you combine them with your herbicide or fungicide application. No extra fuel, compaction, or time and labor.
Take care of your crops to produce the best yield ever with help from Dairy Dew. Learn how Dairy Dew liquids can make a difference on your farm. Call a soil health expert at Morgan Composting today or visit dairydew.com.
Healthy plants come from healthy soil. Healthy soil comes from Dairy Dew.
Along with us right now, Lakin Dew Russell with our Michigan State University. Busy lady, does a lot of research. Lakin, let's talk a little bit about the agriculture economy. What have you been able to come up with?
Yes, we'll find out how is the U.S. farmer feeling recently about the new administration's tariff policies and potential crop exports for the ag economy. CJ Miller has the answer up next.
Well, Purdue University released the results of their monthly survey that show how farmers are feeling about the ag economy, both now and for the future. Survey says farmers are feeling better now than they have in the past 4 years. Eric Pfeiffer has more.
The Purdue University CME Group Ag Economy Barometer rose 10 points to a reading of 158 in the May survey. The boost was driven by a more optimistic outlook on U.S. ag exports and a less negative view of how tariffs will impact farm income in 2025. Michael Langemeyer, director of the Purdue Center for Commercial Agriculture, says the timing of the survey likely played a big part in the results.
During the week we were asking this, there was some good news regarding tariffs with respect to China. I don't know exactly what the timing was there, but it certainly was during that week. And so I think that played into the optimism we saw in this month's reading.
The survey was conducted between May 12th and May 16th. Jim Mintert, professor emeritus of Ag Econ at Purdue, agreed that timing certainly played a part.
This administration continues to have these short-term delays in implementation of tariffs, and that seems to give us this bounce in terms of expectations, not just in our index, but also in other indexes, right? You see it in the stock market elsewhere. So you get these very short-run responses, and I think we definitely picked up some of that this month.
Farmers surveyed do feel better about the ag export picture in President Trump's administration as opposed to the previous. They were asked, over the next 5 years, do you believe ag exports will increase, decrease, or remain about the same?
And for some time, people have, over time, become less and less optimistic about exports increasing. That changed this month big time. The percentage of people who say they expect exports to increase over the next 5 years in May jumped to 52%, up from just 33% a month earlier. That's the highest percentage expecting exports to increase since November of 2020.
And they've been asking that question for a while now. Langemeyer adds that the answer to that question was only up over 50% once during the Biden administration.
CJ Miller with Michigan Ag Today, and the situation with tariffs and trade agreements is subject to change based on ongoing negotiations and policy developments. Everyone is waiting to see how this is going to play out in the upcoming months.
Very interesting. I did have a chance, Lakin, to talk to a few folks over the last couple of months who are involved in trade now. They're actually able to go to other countries and try to negotiate trade agreements. Something that has not happened for, 4 years.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So I can understand the positive attitude, and obviously you got to sell the product in order to get a little bit more money.
Right.
If you have a glut, you're not gonna get it.
Nope.
That's the way it works. Thanks a lot, Lakin. Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
The versatile Kubota B-Series is a do-it-all tractor. Run powerful attachments that can be easily switched out. It features a hydrostatic transmission and is simple to maintain. The Kubota B-Series. It makes the hard work look easy. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment, 3001 Sawyer Drive along I-75 at the M81 Carroll exit just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge, Saginaw. Call Kim today at 989-754-7801 or email at k.weiss@lingle1.com.
I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet with some very interesting information for car shoppers. Right now at Cook Chevrolet Ambassador, you can lease a 2025 Equinox EV, that's right, an all-electric Equinox, starting at a remarkably low $175 a month. Is it possible to lease any other vehicle, electric or gasoline, for less than $175 anywhere in America? And right now, we also have a great inventory of gasoline Equinoxes ready to go. And please do not forget that at Cook Chevrolet, you can still lease a Chevy Silverado pickup starting at an incredible $212 a month. And Chevy Blazer's still only $283. If you're serious about lowering car payments, you need to get out today to Cook Chevrolet M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and includes all rebates. $2,000 cash down plus first payment and tax due at signing. Visit us on the web at cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. Great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's that'll help you increase your yields, Mr. Farmer. And, of course, the advice of Vic Huffer as well. Serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983, Freeland Bean and Grain. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve